Let's see if we can get you back to your former glory. Hello and welcome to the Battling Baron. Recently I had a purchase on eBay of Dragon Masters. It's a lovely looking game. Got it for quite cheap because it wasn't 100% complete and the box was a bit battered, and I thought I'd do a little bit of a restoration video on seeing what I can do to fix it up. I've already done a video where I unboxed it and had a quick look at the components, so let's have a good look at what's there and see what's missing and what needs to be done. I've had a better look through the box so I know what's there and what's missing, and so we can have a quick look, see what needs to be done. So first up, the tokens. There should be 14 sea and 40 land tokens. I've got all the sea tokens, but I'm missing 5 of the land tokens, which I'm not too worried about. These are the armies are pretty much complete, but the blue one's missing a flag. That's these. You can see this here. There's some sort of separate flags. I can sort of try and replace that, and the red is missing a flag too. Apart from that, they're complete, so that's good. The city's complete, the castle's complete, the villages are complete. All the cards are here. That's handy. The dice is here. The board's here. The coins. I'm missing 2, which I'll go into which ones later on in this video, but suffice to say, and you'll hear me say this a lot during this video, I'm not too worried about the missing coins. And the dragons, I am missing 2 of the smaller dragons. That's probably going to be the most difficult thing to try and find a replacement for, or is it, as we'll see later on in the video. Also got to repair the box, and I think that's what we're going to start off with. Oh yes, also we're missing the rulebook, but for now let's repair the box. The box, okay, the top lid has a tear down the side here, a bit of damage here and a bit of damage here, and it also has a bit of a bend here. The sides aren't too bad here and here. The bottom lid is not as quite flat here, but these sides here are dented and what have you, so we'll need to sort that out. This will be the easiest one to do. So what I'm going to do now, the first thing I'm going to do is have a clean, and for this just going to use some window cleaner. Spray it over the top here. What I'm going to do is put some books underneath, put this on top, so never wrong. I don't push it down too much and make the bend even worse. There, that's nice. Let's get rid of some of this grime. Try not to spray on exposed bits of card. With that spot there. Do the inside because it has these sort of, I don't know, storage marks, we shall call them. So on the inside where it's sort of waxed, let's box tear, PVA glue and an old brush. Come in and run the PVA down. You can use other forms of glue, super glue if you want to get this done quicker, but I prefer PVA because any glue that goes on the edges, squidges out, you can wipe off easy without damaging the box. Put it on both sides. Get the best fix possible. Go right down to the bottom of the cut. I can really see where I've squidged out. Don't want it there. Never ever use tape. Masking tape may be to hold this in place if you really want to, but never use sellotape, scotch tape or the like. We've got this here, so now we want to hold it into place. Now, here's where time you could spend hours drying. What I've got here is a little metal bracket, so I'm going to use that to help hold it in place. And some clamps. Get that in place. And get that in place. Of course, there may be times like this where the box is too bent, where you may have to concede and use a bit of super glue. Just for quickness, I have now super glue and PVA. If I hold that into place, it will help it dry. Okay, slightly different setup here. Going to go across to an ironing board. Just lightly spray the box out with water. Hot iron on steam setting should do it. Come in and iron it. See here, it's lovely, drying out all the water. If I had a smaller iron, I'd probably recommend a travel iron. This one here, I'm just gonna iron out the inside. And that has actually taken care of, go down here, of the bend. Which is great. But what about this box with the all this malarkey? Can I sort this out? I think I can. Give it a light spray and just out with the water. Let's get it in. I'm just going over the worst of the and already that is looking way better. I would have thought when you started watching this video you'd see me ironing badly. can sort of hopefully see the difference here. It's now lovely and straight. I've got a bit of a whip here I'm going to sort out. And with that ironing, the box is done. This is now lovely and even. Sides in there. What I'm going to probably do off camera is just touch that up with a bit of glue. I could probably do it now. So nothing serious, just want to prevent that from getting worse while we're here. Bit of PVA, apply it with a brush. Just don't want that getting any worse, so hopefully it won't catch, won't get worse. Am I going to worry about colouring in all the dents and dings and bringing it back to life like that? No, I am not. This box has had a journey, and that is part of its journey. But yes, so this is now perfectly flat, edges repaired, strong. The bottom, again, likewise, no bow here. The insides are now not bent. Yeah, lovely and straight. So that's the box done. Okay, the board is in pretty good condition. It has a bit of a warp in, so I'm just gonna, once I've done this, I shall put a weight on it, hold it down. But it's a bit dirty, so just like the box from earlier, a few sprays of this. Make sure I don't spray my cat's face, who you can see is near me. Just to clean it up, this is just, as mentioned earlier, just window cleaner. Just to get rid of the years of grime, really. It felt a bit dusty, like it's probably been stored in an attic. I'm just going to carefully make sure we remove all of that. Feels better, doesn't feel as dusty. What I should do is fold it up. And we'll just store it under some weight overnight, maybe a couple of nights, just to flatten it out. The rulebook is an easy fix thanks to a heads up from a viewer who gave me notice that it's available online, so I downloaded it in PDF form. It is 8 pages, which we have here, and so it's just a case now of printing this out. So I'm going to print it out. One thing to note is I'm going to print on both sides of the paper, make it fit, and off we go. And with that, that's printed out. It was obviously a smaller than A4 book, but not to worry, because we can guillotine it. So, cut this to size. There we go, and to hold it in place, I'm just going to use one of these things that you can buy to hold stuff in place that's been cut to the same size. Slide that in, boom, rulebook done. This also gives a better overview of the components that I've been able to find, so I can see covered in paint. Not too bad. I can see the actual gold pieces. Comes in 8 sets of each denomination, so I should be able to work out what gold coins are missing. Not pretty much. I don't think I'm going to do anything about the gold coins. Just going to leave it as it is. I know I'm missing 2 banners. 2 different colour banners. I can make them myself. But now I know which of the exploration counts are missing. It says 14 sea and 40 land. Let's have a quick look through the rulebook now we've got it. Bit of background. Setting up turn sequence, hatch dragons, some nifty artwork. Yeah, pretty cool. One rulebook done. I'll probably have this detached when I play. Probably be more like that, but you know. One of the first things I want to sort out on the restoration is the missing pieces. Fortunately, I was only missing 2 actual plastic models, and as far as I can tell, it's these teeny hatchling dragons. So it's the smallest ones. The models themselves are pretty much the same as what was in Mighty Empires. But that had the big dragons in, but it didn't appear to have the smaller dragons in. So these are quite difficult to get hold of. If you really wanted to, you could look at getting some complete alternative proxy models from like 15 or 10 mil dragons. But I'm going to try and make my own of this using blue stuff and green stuff. This is a reusable mould system thing. So I've got a couple of boiling water here. I've put one in already. I'll put that other one in, and you let them soak for a minute till they become malleable. Some actually coffee stirrers and use them for their almost intended purpose. After a while, it will go from solid to to being reusable. So I'm just gonna get rid of the other mould that I'd used before. Pop it back in. Do the same with this one quickly, and I'll come back later on when it's ready at the next stage. Right, so it's ready. So I'm going to get it out, plop it on the table onto a flat surface, push down a bit, get our dragon model, and work out the size of it, the best size, and just push it in about halfway, and come in and an old toothbrush, old paintbrush, we are going to make some holes to help us line it up later on. What we've got to do now is leave this to go completely set, and then before we put the other one on. This isn't going to be a perfect cast, but it will be good enough just to replace 2 missing dragons. And disclaimer, don't use this to copy copyrighted material, maybe. That's not what I'm showing you this for. It's just for things like this, that outprint models to replace. And now the second bit, move out, squish it into a disc, and just put over the top and squishing it in. So make sure we're getting all those details in. I won't know if it's any good until we get some green stuff in there. So I'm not expecting it to be perfect, but at least recognisable as a hatchling. Once it's set, you can carefully remove it. Hopefully you can see the impression of the dragon there, and very carefully, taking time so it's quite small and fiddly, remove the original. Don't want to damage that. And hopefully it should be easy to fit together. Now we need to knock up some green stuff. Might have to get a bit more soon. Trying to gauge how much green stuff to actually use. I'm going to go for half of this. Put in some warm water just to make it a bit malleable. It's just now just a case of pushing it in. There will be, I'm going to have to do a lot of trimming up, I think. But I'm not worried about that. And we'll just Push that in. And we'll let that set. Do a lot of tidying up, I can imagine. But hopefully we'll have a dragon. It's the moment of truth and see how well we've done. You pull that apart. Details on that side. It's all to do with how well I lined up the two-piece mould. And I think that is going to be alright. Now what I've got to do now is come in with a sharp knife and just cut away all of the flashing. That's lovely, so you can stand up at least. And it's just a case of coming in carefully and slowly, bit by bit, removing it. Section by section, which I'm not going to do all on camera. It's about to say that I made another one. I made two of these molds, and so I've made another one. And you know, that's what we're going to end up with. It's not perfect. It wasn't meant to be. It was just meant to be so I can have a replacement dragon. When it's painted up on the board, it will look alright. So that's the dragons replaced. Now we have the rule book. I can look into what else is missing. Coins. It says there are 8 sets of plastic gold pieces in various denominations. As I said beginning of this video, I'm not too worried about the gold coins. I am missing 2 coins. There's meant to be 62 and I have 60, or 64 and I have 62, or something like that, that nature. But I'm missing 2 anyway. What we have here, we have 12 ones, which I think that's correct. We have 7 threes, I think that's meant to be 8, so I'm missing a 3. We have 11 fives, and I think there's meant to be 12, so I'm missing a 5. We have 16 tens, I think that's correct. 12 25s, that's correct. And 4 50s, I think that's correct. So it's just the 3 and the 5. Not too worried about that. Of course, if anyone out there has spares of these, give me a shout. Willing to take them off your hands. But the gold coins I'm happy with as this restoration goes. The exploration counters, there should be 14 sea and 40 land. All the sea are there. I'm missing 5. I'm missing 5 land. What am I going to do about this? To be honest, nothing, because you'll see in the future video when I come to expand this game that the missing 5 in this not going to be a big deal. The last bit I need to do is the 2 missing flags. Now, I had an idea that I would take a cast of the end knobbly bit that fits into the holes on the villages and castles and cities and so forth, and make a mould out of green stuff and poke a paperclip in the end, maybe super gluing it in place and using that. And I tried it and it didn't work out quite right. Now luckily this game uses components from Games Workshop's Mighty Empires, which is quite popular at the time, so there are loads of spares of this going about on the internet. So I just purchased 2 flagpoles. Now for these, they have the flags from the Mighty Empires, so this is the orange one. So all I'm going to do is carefully remove those and put these to one side for the future. Yeah, these are still a part of gaming history, so I want to keep these, maybe do something with them in the future. And we have our poles. Great, but what about the flags? Now originally I was just going to paint up some paper and just use those, but then what I did is I scanned in the 2 missing flags into my computer, did a bit of jiggery pokery on the by doubling them and mirroring them. Just printed it out, and I've got 2 of these. So what I'm going to do now is cut this out. I can now come in and using some glue, stick glue, something like this, and then fold it over in half over the part in question. Ooh. So it all lines up before it dries. Voila, on flag. Of course, you could print this out on printer label, print sticker paper, which I'll be using in the near future. But now for the dragon. Make sure I get it the right way up. Once I've got this done, I shall pull out the originals and we can compare them. The original's going to be way more vibrant, way more saturated in the colour compared to an inkjet printer. Hopefully, it will be a pass. And this is what they look like. Mine have come out slightly smaller, but I'm not too worried. They're going to do the job. And as I said, slightly not as saturated as the proper ones. The blue's not too bad. But now I can pop those into their captured territories, which is what I wanted from them. So yeah. And now with that makes the project complete. And yeah, so now I have a nicely restored box. It's flat, grime free, tear free. There's still some battle damage here and some wear and tear here. I am not worried about that. It's just, for me, the box is now strong. Look inside. The inside box isn't as bendy and warped. I have a rules book and all the components now that I need to play the game. Flagpoles have been missing. I do have my dragons, including my homemade blue dragon, green stuff dragons. All the cards, board's not bendy anymore. So yeah, it's just ready to go. But it's not the end of this game's journey with me. I have some future things planned for it. One, there was an expansion in White Dwarf, so we can make that for it. So that'll be the next video. It'll be a short one. And then after that, why don't we paint this and get it fully painted? So it'll just be a video of me painting it. So that's what's got to look forward to with this. But for now, on this video, we're done. I'd just like to take time to thank you for watching and supporting the channel and being awesome. If you are new to the channel though, why don't you become awesome and like and subscribe to the channel for plenty more goodness like this that we've got coming up this year. To everyone else, thanks for watching. Well, to everyone in fact, thanks for watching. Until the next video, stay safe and take care.